What's up, everybody? I have brought rad seller Gina to join me today to talk a little bit about balancing a full-time job, being a parent, and also, running a little bit of social media stuff with the YouTube channel and Instagram. Gina, thanks for stopping by. Why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself and maybe where you live and what you do?
Okay, I'm Gina, Rad Seller on YouTube, Rad Seller on Instagram. I live in Arizona. I work full-time as an X-ray tech, and I do my YouTube channel, and I sell on eBay and Poshmark, and that's it.
And you have three boys.
Oh yeah, duh. I have three kids. um, uh, I have a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old. My 4-year-old has special needs. He has autism, and yes, I forgot that part.
That's crazy. So I want to talk a little bit today about just sort of the balance, or at least the appearance of balance, as you're trying to get this all going. So maybe
Yeah.
maybe let's start with your full-time job. Is that like a set schedule, or how do you work around that?
Yes, and thank God that it is. It's set. It's the same every week. It changed about 6 months ago. So for a few years, I was doing the overnight shift, and I would work overnight on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I would do 40 hours in those 3 nights. So lately, in the past 6 months, I actually feel like I have so much more time because it's changed. And now I do 3 12-hour shifts. So I only work 36 hours a week instead of 40. And I work during the day kind of on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I'm gone for those 3 days. I don't get a whole lot done. On Mondays, I get up super early and do my shipping before work. But other than that, I don't do a lot of my reselling stuff on those 3 days.
How do you balance like parental duties?
My spouse is a stay-at-home dad, which really helps me a lot. And but I don't put it on him to do everything else. It's like, you're a stay-at-home dad, you have to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the shopping. So it's not like that. We try to make it fair and just help each other out. We're a really good team. So, one day I'll do all the dishes, the next day he'll do all of them. One day he'll cook dinner, another day I'll cook dinner, and we take turns. And I think we just, it's not set, but I think that we have been together so long that I can tell when it's not the day that he needs to be making dinner. I should probably take that off his plate today and I should do it. So it's not like, it's not totally set, but I think we just try to make it balanced.
So you're pretty ambitious in your career. You're also picking up a new certification. Can you talk about how are you adding that to your already really busy plate?
Yeah, so I am an X-ray tech, but I would like to start doing CT and making a little more money. How that came about was I was trying to get like a pool tech job where you can kind of just pick up hours as you want them. Like, you want to work one day for the whole month, or do you want to work every single day that you're not at your full-time job? It's up to you. And I went to this new place that was opening that's literally like 1 minute from my house. And they said they only wanted me if I could do CT. And I was like, dang it. And I'm like, well, why don't I do it? So I signed up for an online course. And with CT, I think with every state, the certifications work differently. So you can kind of start practicing, and you can do CT, like shadowing another CT tech, and you can take some online courses. And then if you want to go take the test to get the license, you just kind of do that. And so so I can do that at my own pace. So it's not like this set course schedule that's going to take me this many hours a week. I can just do it at my own pace. So I signed up for some online courses, and it's a series of like videos and tests. And so I listen to the videos while I'm working, while I'm listing, doing photos. Even at in my downtime at work, I'll like put my earbuds in and I'll listen. So it's nice that it's something I can do at my own pace.
Do you have any further career ambitions beyond this? Do you want to, is there, what's above rad tech? Is there movement upwards in the organization for you?
No, not for me. As with the education that I have right now, generally, you need to have a bachelor's degree to move up into management, and I only have an associate's. And CT is one of those things where it is just another license where you don't necessarily even have to do any schooling to get the license. So that's good for me. It's not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a move up either, because a lot of x-ray techs will become ultrasound techs, and that's another 2 years of school. But I wouldn't say that an ultrasound tech is better than an x-ray tech. I mean, we need both. Ultrasound techs make more money, but I wouldn't say that it's like, I don't know, like a promotion of some sort. But if I ever wanted to manage my own imaging department or something, I'd have to go back and get my bachelor's. But I like taking x-rays. And when you do that, you actually move away from actually working with patients. And that's part of the job that I love, is actually working with patients and patient care. So I'm really happy being an x-ray tech, and I'd like to do CT on the side, kind of. But my main thing that I love to do is x-ray.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about your reselling, which is pretty ambitious because you sell multi-platform. So do
Yeah.
you want to talk about that a little bit, and then maybe which one do you do more often than the other?
Well, lately it's been pretty even split between eBay and Poshmark. For a long, long time, it was mainly eBay and some Amazon FBA. And those were kind of neck and neck for a while. And I've kind of stopped doing Amazon for a while because I really started to focus on Poshmark. And now my eBay and Poshmark time is pretty even, because I try to source items that I can just list on both. And so, the photographs and the descriptions and everything, it's just cut and paste and put it on both. So it's easy to do both. And I think that my sales on Poshmark have finally started to pick up, where sometimes they beat out eBay, but it's pretty close, because sometimes my eBay sales are better too. So
You're in Arizona. There's like a very healthy Posh community there.
yes, there is. There is a lot. And I actually hosted a Posh and Sip in October. That was super fun. And there's a lot of people on Poshmark, like in my local area. So that's really fun.
Cool. So it's awesome because you learned all those skills of FBA, eBay, Poshmark while having a job. So I want to just give people the hope that they can do it. It takes a little bit of time to learn each platform. But once you have, do you master one before you start the next one?
Um, I guess so. I would say yeah, because at the very beginning of my reselling career, the first thing I even learned about reselling was Amazon FBA. So I went really hard into that, tried to just consume as much information and knowledge as I could, and really got the hang of that. But I would send in huge shipments, and then I'd just be waiting for them to be, oh, my speaker just turned off. Sorry.
No worries.
I would be waiting for my shipments to get received. And I'd feel like I'm just like sitting here waiting. And that's when I decided, well, let me try eBay. Let me just clean out my closet and put some of this stuff on eBay while I'm waiting for all my stuff to get received on Amazon. So I kind of did those at the same time. And I felt like I kind of became a master of both of them. And then later on down the road, I tried Poshmark and was like, I hate this. I'm not doing this. And I gave up right away. And then I think I went to a Poshmark event. And once I went to the Posh Party Live, I got so motivated where I was like, I have to give this another try. So I really shifted my focus onto Poshmark, and I let eBay go for a little while. Because I think when you're starting a new one, you really, really have to focus. And once you get it going, then you can divide your time up. But I think getting started on a new platform, it needs all your attention.
This is great advice. And I feel the same way. When I was introduced to Poshmark, the community involvement for helping me figure out how to do it was so strong. And also a much younger demographic than eBay. So
Yeah.
eBay was definitely not as friendly. When I first started doing it, people were like, "You're never gonna figure it out. It's hard. There's a learning curve." But it wasn't like that with Posh.
Yeah. I mean, you just notice it right away because when you sign up on Poshmark, automatically you get 100 messages saying, "Hey, you're new. If you have any questions," like, so there's you can they people want to answer your questions. And I think on eBay, it's almost, I don't want to like stereotype some of like the old timers on eBay, but they're just like, "We don't want anyone new. We're not going to help you at all." Like, get out of here.
For sure. Get out of here is exactly how I felt. Um, so let's talk about your YouTube channel because I feel like honestly, YouTube is kind of like reselling, except for its information.
Yeah.
So when you're making topics and making videos, yours are always have a clear story. Your videos always have like a point. So it's how do you plan your videos? Because that's related.
Yeah, sorry, I
No worries,
think
go ahead.
you're like way
Oh,
after you stop talking, your mouth is still moving, and I'm like,
oh,
is he still
sorry.
talking?
Sorry
No,
to be
it's not
weird.
your fault. With YouTube, I don't try to do anything too fancy. There's I feel like I think sometimes people try to get too fancy, and resellers who want to like consume your content, they want to see what you're selling, they want to see what you're sourcing, and then they want hacks and tips, and that's it. That's like kind of what I do. So I have a lot of fun. I feel like YouTube is super fun. It's really fun making the videos and the finished product after I make a video where I'm like, oh, it turned out so good. It's just like a good feeling. So I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Now let's move on to maybe a couple of time management tips. So you do a lot of stuff. Are there things that you do to make your day easier? Do you chunk things together, or how do you? What's your go?
Yeah, I definitely batch things a lot. And I feel like I had to get a grip on my time at a certain point where I sometimes I have to tell myself, like, okay, focus. What can you be doing right now that is going to make you money? Checking your email isn't going to make you money. Like, so when I have a free moment where maybe the kids are at school, my son is at therapy, I have an hour to get into my office to get some stuff done, I have to I have to be like very focused on like, don't check your phone, don't check your email. What is the number one task you can do right now that will actually lead to making money? And so sometimes I have to stop myself and focus on that. And I definitely batch things. So like I like to do my photos during the day, and sometimes at night is when I really have a lot more time to sit at my computer and list and stuff, but I like doing photos during the day. So I might batch it that way and get as many photos as I can possibly get done during the daylight or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm being clear.
No, that's clear. The one thought I want to try to get across to people is just your ability to learn a new skill is very high. And that is not normal. A lot of people are so overwhelmed when they're adding a second platform because one thing I've learned since I've met you, which I'm very grateful for your friendship over the years because you're like one of the first people on one of my calls. So
Yeah, I remember that.
and since then I have felt less comfortable only knowing one platform. There are so many changes. I like knowing that I can just start over on Depop and figure it out
Hmm.
because you just don't know the landscape of where things go.
I'm on Depop too. I just haven't had any sales yet.
Yes, but you're not scared of trying a new platform.
No, not at all. What's the worst that's gonna happen?
Exactly. There's nothing, and it's just like you get in and figuring it out is just doing it.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. I think that some people get so stressed because they think there's so much that they don't know. And I'm like, well, you don't know what you don't know. So just do it. I don't know.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, Thank you so much for going over those tips. I have a lot of my following are parents or people who are busy, who have a job and are looking for potentially a side hustle. Um, Before I let you go, though, do you want to let people know maybe one final thought, and then where can people find you online if they want to connect?
Yeah, the one thing I did want to say, and it's not necessarily a tip, but over the past year, it's really helped me a lot, is that I used to get really down on myself at the end of the day when I would wake up in the morning and it was like, I want to photograph all these items. I want to list all these items. I need to go sourcing. I have to take my son to therapy. I have to cook dinner. I had a million things that I was like, this is all getting done today. And then at the end of the day, when half of it wasn't done, I would feel like I failed, even though I did get half of it done. And I feel like learning how to be happy with what I did accomplish really just made me a happier person, where it's like, okay, it's the end of the day and I wanted to list 20 items, but I got 10 listed, but I also had dinner with my family. I think just learning how to be happy with what you are able to do, even if it's not as much as you really want to do, you're just a happier person and you feel more successful. And so that's my final thought. You can find me on Instagram at Radseller and on YouTube at Radseller.
Awesome, guys. I'll put all the links in the description below for you to find Gina. Thank you so much. And yeah, I really love that perspective because it's easy to be hard on yourself and not give yourself credit for all these amazing things that you did get done during the day. And that's a great final thought. Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.